So how many tones are there in Mandarin and Cantonese? A lot of people know that Chinese is a tonal language and that there are multiple ways of pronouncing each syllable which can change its meaning. And obviously Mandarin and Cantonese are two different dialects of Chinese, and they have different tones. So Mandarin Chinese has 4 different tones. These are different pitches that the syllable can be pronounced in, each syllable that you say, or different pitch contours. So the first tone is a high tone, the second tone is a tone that starts in the middle of the pitch range and rises, the third tone falls in pitch and then rises again, and the fourth tone is a falling tone. So for the syllable ma, there would be ma, first tone, ma, second tone, ma, third tone, and ma, the fourth tone. And sometimes the second character of a word in Mandarin is not stressed, so it doesn't have a clear tone. With Cantonese, people argue about exactly how many tones there are, saying that there are up to 9 tones, and using this as a reason to suggest that Cantonese is a really difficult dialect or language to learn. But to put it simply, it depends on what you define as a tone, how many tones there are in Cantonese. But if you define a tone as a pitch contour or a change in pitch, then there are 6 tones in modern Cantonese. There used to be a 7th tone, the high falling tone, but it's falling out of use as the Cantonese dialect evolves. So these tones would be C, 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 C. 6 different ways of pronouncing this syllable. This may sound like they're very similar, but when you start to hear the language a lot and you start to practice saying different words, these syllables and these tones are really not so difficult to learn. You just need to continue to practice them. So native speakers of Cantonese generally learn just by repeating, and they don't necessarily know which tone a particular character is if you ask a native speaker. In Mandarin, however, the tones are taught much more strictly in schools, and the tones of each character are marked in all the children's textbooks. So tones are just something that you have to pay close attention to when you're learning to speak Chinese, whichever dialect it is, and which tone a particular character is something you have to learn or get used to. So learning this is not necessarily more difficult than learning whether a word is masculine, feminine or neuter in a Western language. You can get used to it and you can learn these things. So in terms of changes in pitch, Mandarin has 4 tones and Cantonese has 6 tones.